Last time on My Twin Sister's Envy. Deadly intentions. Emma's malevolent actions had caught up with her, leading to a 7-year prison sentence for attempting to eliminate her twin sister, Ella. Now, after serving her time, Emma faced the harsh reality of re-entering society. It's been 7 long years, but Emma was finally released from prison. The weight of her past misdeeds pressed heavily on her conscience, haunting her every waking moment. She found herself standing at the threshold of a new life, but the path seemed steep and uncertain. With no permanent place to live and no job prospects in sight, she clung to the remnants of her savings. With a sigh of relief, Emma looked around at the lush greenery and took a deep breath as she shed tears of uncertainty, not knowing her next move. After a moment of collecting her thoughts, she began searching for a place to spend the night. She checked around and found a small guest house to stay for the night. The weary walls and creaky floors didn't matter. It was a temporary roof over her head, a sanctuary from the challenges that lay ahead. As Emma settled into the humble room, she knew she had to gather her strength and resilience for the new chapter of life that awaited her at dawn. The next day, her quest for an apartment began. Facing several rejections, Emma persevered, determined to find a new place to call home. Each no only fueled her determination, hardening her resolve to overcome her past and rebuild her life. She walked through countless neighborhoods, visited numerous leasing offices, and endured many skeptical glances. But with each step, she grew stronger, refusing to be defined by her history. Emma finally managed to secure a modest apartment with the meager funds she had stashed away before her world collapsed. It was a small space, but it was hers, a sanctuary of sorts amidst the chaos of her life. Days turned into weeks, and she searched tirelessly for employment, yet the doors remained resolutely closed. The burden of her criminal history seemed insurmountable, staining every job application she submitted. Too ashamed to ask her family for assistance, she persisted in her solitude. Emma chose to battle her demons on her own, even if it meant enduring the harsh realities of life. Her parents were aware of her release, but her stubbornness kept her distant from them, and they could not reach her. Everyone had moved on in her absence. Her twin sister Ella had built a life separate from the shadows of the past. Emma often found herself lost in thoughts, pondering the road not taken, and how she had wronged the person who had once loved her unconditionally. Her twin sister, Ella. Emma's heart weighed heavy with the burden of guilt and remorse. The first challenge she faced upon her release was finding a job to sustain herself. However, her criminal record became a haunting barrier. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet she remained jobless. One morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Emma woke up in her small, dimly lit apartment. She glanced at the calendar. She had just 1 month to come up with her rent. Fear and desperation settled in. She needed to make a change, to take a step toward redemption. Torn between shame and survival, Emma decided to reach out to an old friend from her troubled past, someone she had once committed crimes with. She was aware of his illegal activities and hoped he could assist her in finding work. With a glimmer of hope, she approached his doorstep. "Emma," he said, his voice tinged with disappointment. "I can't help you. Not after what you did to Ella." Emma recoiled, understanding the gravity of her actions. She had pushed away even those who were part of her past transgressions. She left his place feeling defeated, tears welling in her eyes. Weeks stretched into endless days, and Emma found herself adrift in the unforgiving streets, without a home or a job. She stood at her lowest point, questioning if there was any flicker of hope left for her. Weeks turned into a blur for Emma as she wandered through the city, the weight of her actions heavy on her shoulders. One afternoon, while sitting on a park bench, a kind old lady approached her. Her name was Mrs. Thompson, a warm-hearted woman who had seen life's trials and tribulations. "What are you looking for, my dear?" Mrs. Thompson asked, her eyes filled with compassion. Emma hesitated but then poured out her story. Mrs. Thompson listened attentively, her heart going out to this young woman who seemed lost and broken. "There's a cleaning job available at my office," Mrs. Thompson offered, giving her a glimmer of hope. "I'll talk to my manager and see if they can overlook your past and give you a chance." Filled with gratitude, Emma accepted the opportunity, promising herself that this time she would make it right. However, the days that followed were agonizing, waiting for the background check results. Emma hoped that her redemption could start with this job. The day arrived when Emma was to know if she had secured the cleaning job. Trembling with anxiety, she walked into Mrs. Thompson's office, her heart racing. "The background check wasn't ideal," Mrs. Thompson said. "But I've known you for a brief moment, and I believe in giving people a chance to change." Finally, after countless rejections, Emma secured a job as an office cleaner. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Each day, she tackled her responsibilities with determination, saving whatever little she could from her modest earnings. Slowly but steadily, she began to amass the funds she needed to secure a new apartment. A wave of relief washed over Emma. This was her chance at redemption. She vowed to prove herself and worked tirelessly, not only in her cleaning job but also in her personal life. Despite her struggles, Emma found solace and purpose in being a mentor at a local community outreach center for youth. She had seen the darker side of life, and she was determined to guide young souls away from that path. In the evenings after work, when most would rest, Emma dedicated her time to these young minds. She shared her story, hoping to illuminate the consequences of a misguided path. She encouraged them to believe in themselves and make better choices. Unbeknownst to Ella, Emma's trials and tribulations remained hidden from her view as Ella carried on with her life, optimistic that her sister would eventually find her path. Then, one fateful day, she came across a news article highlighting an outreach center profoundly affecting troubled youth. A woman named Emma was garnering attention for her remarkable contributions as a mentor to troubled kids. Ella's heart leapt with hope. Could this truly be her twin sister? Eager to find out, she reached out to her parents, who confirmed it was indeed Emma. Overwhelmed with emotions, Ella decided to visit Emma and offer her support, hoping this would mark the beginning of a healing journey for both of them. Ella, feeling the tug of family and nostalgia, decided to take a trip to Jamaica to see her parents and check in on her beloved twin sister, Emma. It had been a while since she had seen Emma, and with each passing day. One day, amidst the bustling market, Ella's keen eye caught a pitiful sight. Emma, once familiar but now a mere shadow of herself, sat on the sidewalk, lost in her own somber thoughts. Ella's heart wrenched at the sight of her sister in such anguish, barely recognizable. She mustered the courage to approach Emma, her own eyes welling up with tears. "Emma," she called out, her voice cracking. "What happened to you?" Tears streamed down Emma's face as she ran away, unable to face her sister. In her desperate escape, she was hit by a car and rushed to the hospital. Ella rushed to Emma's side, the accident shattering the remaining fragments of animosity between them. Emma woke up to a room filled with the people she had wronged, her family. "I'm so sorry," Emma sobbed, her voice choked with remorse. "I wish I could undo everything." Ella hugged her tightly, forgiving her and offering her a chance at redemption. From that day forth, Emma worked diligently to rebuild her life, driven by a newfound purpose. With the unwavering support of her family, Emma accomplished one of her lifelong dreams of owning her restaurant and initiating her mentoring program. She channeled her tumultuous past into guiding troubled youth, steering them away from the missteps she had once taken. In the midst of her journey, she crossed paths with Philip, a kindred mentor, and a beautiful love story unfolded. As months passed, their bond deepened, and they made the joyful decision to unite in marriage. Emma's family rejoiced in her newfound happiness, celebrating the love that had graced her life. On her wedding day, Emma walked down the aisle, surrounded by love and redemption. Ella stood by her side, her eyes shimmering with pride and happiness for her twin sister. Through the years, Emma's outreach center expanded, impacting countless young lives. She had transformed from a person driven by envy to one guided by compassion and love. And as she held Philip's hand, she knew she was on the right path. Back in the States, Ella and William's love blossomed into a new chapter of their lives as they became parents to a beautiful baby girl named Mia. She was a bundle of joy, bringing warmth and laughter to their home. Emma, having turned her life around, was overjoyed for her sister's newfound happiness. Ella, too, had forgiven her, allowing Emma to be a part of Mia's life. Emma cherished the moments she spent with her baby niece. She would visit Ella often, helping with Mia and sharing stories of their childhood. Seeing Mia grow up was a reminder of the innocence she once lost, and it fueled her determination to make the world a better place, especially for the young ones. Ella and William's love and dedication as parents were evident in every tender embrace, every loving kiss they bestowed upon Mia. They were setting an example, showing Emma the kind of parent she aspired to be if she were to have children of her own someday. Meanwhile in Jamaica, Emma found solace and love in her brother Carter's home. Her nieces and nephews adored their Aunt Emma. They would often share laughter, create memories, and talk about their dreams and aspirations. Jasmine and Simon, beaming with pride, watched as their family flourished. The life lessons they had imparted to their children had come to fruition. Emma had emerged from the shadows of envy and jealousy, Carter had become a successful surgeon, and Ella and William were raising Mia with love and care. As Emma continued her life of redemption, she and Philip welcomed the joy of parenthood into their lives. With hearts brimming with love and anticipation, they celebrated the arrival of a beautiful baby boy, whom they named Bryson. He brought a newfound sense of purpose and happiness to their lives, completing the family they had built together with love, resilience, and the promise of a bright future. As the family gathered for birthdays, holidays, and everyday moments, they realized the true essence of family: love, forgiveness, and redemption. Emma's transformation was a testament to the power of love and the ability to overcome the darkest of pasts. And so, their lives continued, intertwined with love, forgiveness, and the promise of a brighter future. This is the end of this story. Did you enjoy this story? If so, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the post notifications bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.